Talking about my royal nemesis. It just ended certainly. I'm still not okay with it. I know a lot of you are not okay with it. But no, I'm not okay with it. Not in the sense that I wasn't a good show. I loved every second of the show. The ending was perfect. Everything was perfect. But I'm not okay that it ended because now that it has ended, what am I going to watch? So let's talk about it. From episode 1 to episode 14. If you are new here, okay, this is my first YouTube video and I'm kind of nervous that it's not going to reach anybody, it's just going to reach two people, my mother and my father or something, and that'll be it. But I really want to make it on this YouTube thing, so it has to go out. Say it after me, the video has to go out and reach people. So, episode 1. I was watching Perfect Crown at the time that my Royal Nemesis came out, and Perfect Crown was about to end, sadly. But when I watched my Royal Nemesis episode 1, I laughed throughout episode 1. You see, when I'm watching K-dramas or something, this one, speed it up to get everything fast. But for my Royal Nemesis, I didn't do that for the first episode because it was so funny, like hair coming from the sun. And I must say, episode 1 to episode 14 was a really good character development for Chasige, because when we first met Chasige, he was annoyed, he was irritated, he was a person that didn't really, he didn't look like he was like in the mood for love, life was going through him and stuff. And throughout the episode, he started first meeting with Shin Seo Ri. He started thinking about her and the things she was saying, the attacks and stuff, and I don't know, he started growing and liking into her. By episode 4, we had seen that he had fallen in love with her, and I feel like the character development is mainly due to the fact that Shin Seo Ri, he started developing feelings for her. So his world wasn't as lonely as it was before. He had someone to fill it with their nonsense, and it made him come out of his aggressive show. That's in my opinion. And for Shin Seo Ri, see, I've been confused about some things in the drama for a while. Before episode 12, people were saying it is a reincarnation. And then when episode 12 came out, it was about Shin Seo Ri being soul swapped. But when they were ending, and then it was like Kanda and Shin is different from Shin Seo Ri. I just thought Shin Seo Ri's past life is Kanda and Shin, and she went to live in her past life the moment she was kidnapped. The whole family decided to commit suicide, because if that's not the logical explanation for it, I don't really know what the logical explanation could be for the fact that she lived her life. I feel like she also went to live in Joseon while she was in the modern days, just going through her life. And it wasn't that they swapped souls like Kanda and Shin Seo Ri stuff. And Kanda Shin is her past life, and a princess. Just against past life. That's the opinion I got from it. Anyways, that's not what we are coming to discuss today. So, we're going to be talking about the picks from the show, the advices that I took from the show, and the things that I probably didn't like in the show. So, one advice that I took from the show was that, so after I watched the show, I checked, and Shin Seo Ri was 35. And in my ages where I'm like, I feel like my life is not going as I planned it to go and stuff. And she's like 35, and she's now picking her life up, getting herself from her small apartment. Like I am in a small apartment, so I don't have to worry about life so much. As the time progresses, I would get to do what I want with time and grow progressively if I put in the work. That's it. Because we saw how she changed from being the Shin Seo Ri who is dull and everybody was bullying, to being the Shin Seo Ri that we know now. And another character that developed for me was one. So you see, another advice that I took from this whole show was that if you stand up for yourself, people will not be able to bully you or do whatever they do to you. Because we can check in episode 1 when the first got introduced to Shin Seo Ri and she went to her apartment. It was said that she was a pushover. Every little noise she would make in the room, then the people in the next room would be like, she's making noise, she's then there, and she would keep quiet. But when her spirit from the sun came back into her, and she decided to stand up for herself and beat the perverts on the rooftop, all those things, it just made her more of a likable character, a character that had grown into herself. And the Pep Wanam guy who used to bully her, eats her food and stuff like that, he changed. So if you grow out of your shell and you start living your life in a way that pleases only you and not other people, the people who were bullying you and stuff, some of them might come along, some of them might not come along, but all in all, the same, it's a blessing in disguise if you come out of your shell. Another thing that we have to take from Chasige, the show, and Chasige in general, is that if you're a guy or a girl, you just have to be clear about your feelings. The least you can say is no when it might hurt your feelings, but if you get it out of the way and then it's gone, you'll be okay. Because you can check Chasige. He wasn't keeping his feelings inside like the prince was keeping his, and then being coded. Communication is key in like all relationships and friendships and stuff. So yeah, I like that Chasige was so open about his feelings for Shin Seo Ri. Like he would be like, you know, I yearn for you, Sarange, and all of those other things that he used to say. Those were like some things that I personally cherished about the show. The risk kiss had to be one of my favorite scenes in the show. And I liked one scene. You see, in I think episode 9 to 10, he was angry at her for seeing Choi Mundo behind his back. And he was angry and he was crying and all of that. And he was like, use me, even if you don't like me. And I felt it in my soul. Like, that was so good. Like, this mind blowing acting. Heo Nam Jun is a good actor. I remember when I watched When the Phone Rings, I didn't like him at all in the show because it was like he was interrupting my main couple, Kichu and whatever I've forgotten. Peg Sejong or something. And I watched him in my Royal Nemesis. I'm like, oh my god, I was so wrong for not liking this character because he was it. Now let's go to the characters that I personally didn't like in the show. I didn't like Harabuji. I didn't like Chasige's aunties. I didn't like Choi Mundo. And I'll state my reason why I didn't like any of those people. I mean, Choi Mundo was a general person everybody didn't like. So that's normal. Harabuji, I didn't like him for a lot of reasons. One reason I didn't like Harabuji in my Royal Nemesis was that he had the opportunity to make Chasige's life a good life, but he decided that the person that he took in, his nephew or whatever he took in as the person to live with them, would always be decided that he's the right person when it comes to issues in the house, and Chasige was wrong. That was very wrong, and that's a lesson I think parents and people who watch this K-drama should take from it. That normally when you pick somebody to come and live with you in your house as a person in your house, know that they might be wrong for your children, for you, them, and they might be harming them, and they'll be feeding you with lies, and you don't know about it. It's really does a lot of character damage to them. And if you're not careful, your child might go wayward because you brought somebody to live with you and the person. You see, people who come and live with people, they have this sort of baggage and drama that they feel like they deserve stuff that the biological child might be entitled to. And nobody is to be maltreated because they are going to live with somebody, but acting all entitled like Choi Mundo wasn't it. And Harabuji didn't help. It's when he was always taking Choi Mundo's head and leaving Chasige like that. So that's why I don't like him. And the aunties, obviously, all of us know why I don't like the aunties. I mean, who would like the aunties? They were annoying. The aunties, and the aunties were also very annoying. I mean, I get that your father didn't show you love when you guys were kids, but come on, there was no way to treat a nephew. So, who likes the aunties? Whoever likes the aunties has issues. So, I didn't like the aunties. Toy Mundo. Everybody didn't like him, so I'm not gonna talk about him that much. I didn't even like his son. But yeah, I also didn't like the fact that they killed grandma, like Shin Seo Ri's grandmother from the show. Because in my opinion, Shin Seo Ri didn't get time to spend with her grandmother. So they were supposed to make it like, oh, she regained herself, she became herself, her grandmother, and her lived happily ever after with Chasige. But they decided to give us a reality of life that people die. I cried a lot because of the grandmother dying and those dementia scenes, because it was too real. And I watch K-dramas to escape from my reality, not be told that life is like that and I'm going to get that. So I'm not gonna get that, but like, you get the point. So I didn't like that. I also didn't like some part. Maybe we need a spin-off from the fact that Kanda and Shim and the Prince, their past life. Maybe we need to know how they lived in Queen Dynasty or something. It could be like a big promotion, like something that Korea should consider as part of like the stuff that they think they can make as movies. But hands down, I loved this entire series, from the fact that Chasige has really developed from the annoyed boy to, because you could see that in some scenes he used to beg, he begged to a window, he begged his father. Love really made him, I mean, when he was struggling with his own life, he didn't really beg anybody, but when the person he loves was in danger or needed his help and he felt helpless, he would go and beg his enemies. But we never beg our enemies, hands down, no. But like, yeah, you get the point. I like the fact that it brought a lot of changes in him and stuff. A lot of people changed. Beg Wanam also changed. Eugene Ho also changed. I like the fact that she changed a lot. I for one thought she would become a villain in the show, because she was like, she didn't like Shin Seo Ri when they were growing up, and even though Shin Seo Ri was really nice, she felt that Shin Seo Ri was going to be on top, so she did everything to get to the career. Basically, I love the show. Like, everybody, Bebo now, when he was stealing food from the people in the boarding house too, was kind of off, but he changed for the better. Overall, I want to say that I learned a lot from the show, and one lesson that I took from it is that you have to stand up for yourself in life. And another lesson I learned from the show is that it's very key to, like, it's one of the shows that, like, when you're in love with somebody and you make your intentions clear and stuff, and the person feels the same way for you, it is nice. Like, it's great, it's perfect. So the casting was perfect, the show was perfect, and everybody was perfect. Because for me to not like somebody in the movie and stuff, it means they really did their role well. And then when I finished the show, I was like, I can't believe that I didn't like Heo Nam Jun in When the Phone Rings. So yeah, overall I'll rate this at 9/10 because of some confusions that I had, like at the end, and like, the Shiso swap, was it a reincarnation? I don't think I knew that, because like I was confused with that. So one reason why I know it's 10/10 is that, and I feel like Harabuji could have done way better than that, but it's a movie, so you are supposed to take your lessons from the movie. And yeah, I don't know, I didn't like Harabuji, but I'll give it, yeah, a 9/10 is the rating that I'll give this whole show. So if you've not watched it, you should go and watch. I feel like I've left out a lot because I'm nervous and this is my first YouTube video long form, and I feel like it's going to suck, but who knows, maybe you guys will like it, and we'll see how that goes from now. So thank you for watching this video if you got here. to the end of the video. If you didn't get to the end of the video because it was boring, I was yapping, I'm sorry. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and let me see what I need to do well and what I didn't do well. So this is like a discussion on perfect crown, and obviously I'll see you in my next video because I'll do another one and I'll do another one till I get there. That's the spirit, or I might give up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.